So I wanted to share with you today a little meditation practice, which is heart breathing. It's a really great practice to do if you feel a bit anxious or when you really just want to connect into you. I use this quite a lot. I like the second part of the practice where you can take your connection from your heart and start to express that through movement of your body. So let's begin. You can come to sit in a way that works for you. I'm sitting in a kind of meditation pose, but I've got a blanket to lift my hips up a little bit. You could kneel if you wanted instead. You could maybe have a bolster between the legs or just sit kneeling. Or you can just sit cross-legged, so whatever works for you and your body. But before I start my meditation or my yoga practice, I like to just spend a few moments connecting to my body and letting my body know that it's going to do a little bit of work. So you can bring your hands right into the hip sockets on each side, and then really start to connect with a downward movement down through the feet, from the navel down, caressing the body, giving it a little bit of love from the back of the waist down, sending downward movements through the body. From here, if you really think about opening up your perineum underneath the body, pancaking that open to the ground, and start to get a sense of downward momentum, releasing and letting go. The possibility of letting go of muscles. So can you release tension or holding, no matter how slight, and really just give to the ground. Trust that the earth can support you. And once you've found that down perspective in the body, we're going to start to find a little bit of upward perspective from the navel up, with little light upward strokes, and it's really nice to touch. The body craves touch, and when you don't touch it, it's really soothing. Strokes up the back of the head, top of the head, maybe up the face, whatever feels nice for you. And then you reconnect to this downward sensation, opening up the perineum to the ground, and feeling the connection with the base of the body, the dome at the base of the body, and then really feel a connection with the dome at the top of the body, and you can touch the top of the body and feel that dome, and have a sense of that momentum and that upward momentum connecting together at once. So you're grounded but feel light at the same time. Stay here for a few breaths, really connecting to the diaphragm movement, feeling the breath travel down to tail and up to head. And to get a real sense of being in this position where you're in a neutral spine, often when you're really sitting nicely on those sit bones and they're tilting back a little bit, there's a natural upward momentum that you feel in the body, are kind of reaching up through the top of the skull up to the sky. So see if you can maintain that, and then bring your left hand to the breastbone and find your heart. Let the right palm open up on your thigh, and see if you can connect to your heart beating, the natural rhythm of the heart beating, letting everything keep opening down to the ground, that dome underneath the body, the perineum, reaching down to the ground, imagining roots from your sit bones down to the ground, the top of the head rising up, so that the back of the neck can lengthen, as if gazing towards the heart that you're connecting to, and feel into the heartbeat. Your own natural rhythm. And then we're going to synchronize our breath to the heartbeat, but maybe letting the inhalation last for at least a count of 4, perhaps longer for you. I quite like to let go of the counting and just feel that rhythmic pulse, and then let my breath surround that rhythmic pulse for as long as feels good and soft, and then let my breath release to that rhythmic pulse. So it's like the heartbeat and the breath are merging. And I can be soothed by the rhythm of my own heartbeat. And if when you start this practice the heartbeat is a bit erratic, notice as you breathe into the heart, which is really what we're doing here, breathing into the heart, whether the breath starts to slow and the beat starts to soften. Stay as connected to the back of your body as the front. Really feel that the back body is opening up behind you, a bit like a balloon reaching back. The front body can open up in front of you, like feeling that front body move into the front space, and the side body can be reaching into the side space, even within the stillness. And you can stay with this breathing practice for as long as you feel. And when you're ready to come out, it's really nice to just take a fingertip down to the ground, come into a side bend, and really feel your arm as an extension of your heart. And as you reach across into a side stretch, you can then play with the hand to create your own kind of mudra movements with your hand, so that your hand is like an expression of your heart. So letting whatever movements come, you can bring those movements into the side body, into the back of the body. You can start to reach across and down to the ground, even reaching the tail back, widening the left side of the body right, right side of the body right, left side of the body left. Let the inner belly reach in and across, in towards the right side to create more space in the left side of the back. Come across and again reach up, ground down with the supporting arm into the ground, reach up into the space. Let your hand be an expression of your heart, so that your hand creates its own mudra. Fingertips moving. You can bring that into the side body, into the back body. You might then want to reach across towards the ground, letting the sit bone lift off the ground if it wants to. My right sit bone here is lifting right up. Doesn't matter if you reach the ground, go to wherever you want to, just to have a nice stretch and feel that connection from arm through hand, all the way out from the heart and into the upper back. could then finish, if you wanted to, having a reach forward, tail reaches back, heart reaches forwards. Let the heart pulsate a little bit, bring some movement in where it feels good. The hands open and alive, walking them forwards a bit like kind of little cat paws.
Surrender to the ground, and right here my sit bones are lifted. I haven't kept them on the floor, I'm moving out of my pelvis.
Again, when you come up to sitting, tail reaches down to find down, head reaches up, connect to the domes underneath the body and on the top of the head. Pancaking open the dome underneath the body, reaching up with the top of the head, coming back to stillness, reconnect to your heart, your breath. Perhaps now feeling the openness and softness in your